So in the complete table, alkali and alkaline earth metals are reactive, highly reactive. Why? Because they are possessing smaller value of ionization enthalpy. It means there it will be very easier to lose or to remove the outermost electron, which will be leading to the formation of positive charge, and that positive charge will be easily react with the other upcoming charges, that is opposite charges. What I mean to tell is alkali and alkaline earth metals are highly reactive. Similarly, halogens. Halogens being the last group, that is one before the noble gas, 17 group elements are all halogens. These halogens are very small in size, because in period they will become the last one. Okay, because of this smaller size, they always tend to gain the electron very easily when compared to losing. So alkali and alkaline will lose, they will be losing the electron easily, and halogens will attract the electron easily. It means they are having more negative value of electron gain enthalpy. So because of this reason, alkali and alkaline earth metals as well as halogens are more reactive in the periodic table. Next, when we are moving from left to right in a period, metallic property decreases or the non-metallic property increases. It means the elements of group 1 and 2 are more metallic, or they are metallic in nature, but the elements of group 17 to 16, they are non-metals. So the metallic property from left to right is decreasing in the period. Now, whatever the elements of D blocks are there, it means S, P one side, D this will be our block, this is our S block, this is P block, D and F it will be down. Now S and P are more reactive, but D block elements, the reactivity fall intermediate to that of S block and P block. It is because of their values of electropositivity as well as electron gain enthalpy. They are falling in between to that of S and P, because of which their reactivity also it is in between, intermediate to that of S and P. What I mean to tell is S and P block elements are more reactive because of their values. It is less IE value, more electron gain enthalpy value, they are more reactive. When they are moving from left to right, the metallic property decreases, that is non-metallic property is increasing, and the reactivity of D block element, it is in between to that of S and P. It is due to the reason that the values of electronegativity, electropositivity, electron gain enthalpy, they all fall in between to that of S and P. This was about the chemical reactivity. Now moving further to the last bit of our chapter, that is nomenclature of elements with atomic numbers greater than 100. So IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, it has given one simple method to give the name for the elements whose atomic number is greater than 0. See, of course, if naming means it should have some rules or regulation. That is, here they are given concepts. What is that? Suffix, prefix. I think your people are that you are studying in atomic organic chemistry. Here, see, one is number, one is symbol, next one is root word. Okay. pent. For 6 it is hex. For 7 it is sept. For 8 it is oct. For 9 it is int. Now, what is the symbol for 0? Every first word will be the symbol. That is N will be symbol for 0. U will be for 1. B will be for 2. T will be for 3. Q will be for 4. P will be for 5. H will be for 6. S for 7. O for 8. E for N. Okay, I think there might be some changes with respect to 4. For 4, you will always use the word tetra. But here I use the word quad. Why? Because to change the symbol, what they have done, try also T. If I go for tetra again to T, it will be confusion. So to stop that confusion, they had replaced the term tetra by quad. Similarly, come here 9. For 9, people usually use nano. Okay, but here we are using N because N and nil. N becomes same. So to again stop the confusion, they have replaced the term E. Same in case of what? 7. After hex we will be using hepta. But H and H become same. Again to stop the confusion, they have replaced the term X, that is hepta. So this was about the root word. How to name? If I check with one atomic number, that is what? 101. If I am having the element with atomic number 101, how to name? The first number is 1. 1, the root word is un. Second number is 0. The root word is nil. Third, 1. Again, for this one it is u. This one you wrote. And end should be with IUM. It is a rule. IUM. So the IPAN name for the element with atomic number 101 is nil. Symbol U N U. Very easy, right? Now we go for 125. For example, if I am writing for 125, for 1 it is un. For 2 it is bi. For 5 it is pent. And I said ending should be with IUM. The symbol will be U B P. If I go for writing the symbol for 105, what will be the case? It will be un. 0 for nil. 5 means pent. End should be IUM. Symbol will be UNT. If you go for writing 118, what will be the number? It will be what? U, that is un. Again un. 8, oct. Oct and end should be EM. What is the symbol? U. For 8 it is O. So this is a very simple method to write the name of the element which is having the atomic number greater than 101. So if you remember the root words and symbols, it is very easy to write down the names of the elements. So this was about the complete chapter, that is periodic properties, that is and periodicity. In short, that is whatever it is important I have taught you, whole syllabus is covered. If at all people or any other having any kinds of doubt, you can just ask me. This was about the chapter. Okay. In today's class, we have done with the last part, that is anomalous behaviorous second-period elements. Then after chemical reactivity of all the elements in the table, at last how we are naming the elements with atomic number greater than 101. Hope you people understood the concept, and rest of the things or the next chapter we will be starting in the next video.